before I start this interview, I'm gonna ask y'all to, forgive my language in advance, because I'm gonna say some stuff on here that I don't use to sell my videos. So those of y'all who have sensitive ears, keep swiping. Let this be one of my videos that you swipe on by, because listen, playtime is over and the gloves are off. Now listen, first I want to say thank you to my Chi-Town sister who, let me know that Trump was going to be in Chicago doing the interview. Now let me say this. This was the most disrespectful interview I think I've ever seen. First of all, Trump knew when he went to this interview that he was going in the lion's den. Kudos, Trump, to you going to this, because this was some straight up. This girl was so disrespectful. It's ridiculous. The whole panel was disrespectful, but it was so disrespectful, it was ridiculous. First of all, Kamala Harris didn't even show up. Kamala Harris didn't even show up because she don't feel like she needs to show up, because she already knows she got the black votes lined up in Chicago, and she don't have no respect for the black people. And let's not forget, she chicken shit. She complete chicken shit, because she been saying she wanted to debate Trump, and this would have been the best time for her to be on stage with Trump and say whatever she wanted to say to him. But of course, she didn't even show up. The doggone interviewers, they were 35 minutes late because they had no respect for Trump either. But Trump, kudos to you for going into this. Now, this interview didn't even start the interview off by saying hello, President Trump, or hello, former President Trump, or hello, Trump. She didn't even speak to him. She just went straight into the text. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't like Kamala Harris at all. Period. Y'all know I don't like Kamala Harris, but she is the VP of the United States of America. And then if I had a conversation with her, if I had an interview with her, the first thing I would do before I even started any question would say, hello, VP Harris, how you doing? That's the least respect you can give to anybody. But these disrespectful tricks, they have any respect for Trump. All they did was come out with attack from the beginning. From the beginning, that's all they came out with. Now, this trick gonna have the nerve to say to Trump, tell me why should black people support you? With your rhetoric and all this and all that, and why should black people support you? You lied about Obama, you lied about Nikki Haley, and let me tell y'all something. That's what a lot of the black community mad at Trump about, because Trump questioned Obama citizenship in the United States of America, and you cannot question King Obama because black folks will have a fit. That's what a lot of them upset with Trump about. Because you can't question their God. And a lot of black people, their God is Obama. Y'all get mad at me all y'all want. It is what it is. I said what I said, and I meant what the said. Yep, I said it. But let me tell y'all this right here. So she comes at Trump with all this old. So, of course, Trump said, well, I've done a lot of stuff for the black community. He said the same thing he always said. I've done more for the black community than anybody except for Abraham Lincoln. Then this dumb, supposed to be educated ass trick had the audacity to say, well, her brainwashed, brain dead, simple-minded ass. So you telling me you've done more for the black community than Lyndon B. Johnson, who passed the Voting Rights Act? This has got to be the I ever heard in my life, and I've heard a lot of them. But she's supposed to be so educated. First of all, let me tell y'all something, because I'm tired of blacks acting like Democrats, and Lyndon B. Johnson did so much for the black community. Lyndon B. Johnson didn't have a choice but to sign off on the Voting Rights Act, because Republicans passed it. He was the president of the United States of America, and he didn't have a choice but to sign off on it. It's not like Lyndon B. Johnson and the Democrat Party did a thing for blacks out of the kindness of their heart. They did it because they didn't have a choice, because Republicans passed it. And I'm so sick of these black folks acting like Democrats loved us. They ain't never cared nothing about us, and they still don't. But y'all keep falling for this trap they keep putting out there, thinking they care so much about you. And yep, I said what I said, and I meant what I said. But then, shit goes on to ask, so you call, Republicans, and y'all said Kamala Harris is a DEI hire. Do you think she's a DEI hire? She's a DEI hire.
We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach.
She's a DEI hire. She was hired because she was a woman, and because she was a woman of color, and she started calling herself black. Then this interviewer gonna tell me something. Well, she always called herself black. You telling her because Kamala Harris called herself whatever she need to call herself to get whatever votes she need to get. I'm waiting on her to say that she's a trans woman, because now she's trying to get votes from the trans community. Kamala Harris has been an interview woman when she was running up there in California. She became a black woman when she was running for VP, and she needed the black vote. And like I said, I'm waiting on her to say she's a trans woman, because now she's trying to get votes from the trans community. So don't sit up here and act like Kamala Harris don't switch with the wind because she kept. It was the worst interview ever. And Trump, I give kudos to you for even going into this, because I wouldn't have went nowhere near it. I wouldn't have went nowhere near it, period. But let me tell y'all something. If y'all sitting up here thinking just because a person is black or just because a person is a woman, that they got to jump in line with the Democratic Party or they got to vote for Kamala Harris, kiss the crack of my ass, because I am a black woman and I'm not voting for either. I'm not voting for Kamala Harris and I'm not voting for the Democratic Party, and it is what the it is.
So, now I heard some of it. I didn't realize that she was going to go like that. Like, she pulled out all of the weapons. She had all of the blades ignited at the same time. But she was telling the truth, though. Kamala did not call herself a black woman at first. She didn't. She didn't. She just did not. I got to show this to y'all because it's important that they claim they want to do fact checks and whatnot. But when Trump was on the stage with the NABJ and he says, Kamala didn't claim to be black. She just claimed to be Indian. The lady said, but she went to an HBCU. Okay, white people go to HBCUs. Asian people go to HBCUs. Hispanic people go to HBCUs. Indian people, everybody go to HBCUs. It's just the freaking, it's not like, and that's a requirement in order to go to the school that you have to be black. So I don't even know why she would say something foolish like that. But check this joint out right here. This was actually in the NABJ conversation when they was questioning him. And this, I'm sure y'all probably already seen this. I'm gonna shut up.
So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman.
I respect
she went to a historically black college.
Okay, so what we're gonna cook today is an Indian recipe. Yes. Because you are Indian.
Yes.
So we're both Indian.
Yes.
But actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman.
I don't know if she's Indian or she's black. He was on point for pointing that out. I don't see no issue with him pointing that out. All right. Like I said before, if this bad boy goes viral, please make sure y'all share this right here because everyone need to see this. Everyone need to see this. This gentleman explains it perfectly, very quickly. He explains it very well as to why they held him up for 35 minutes in the back. They did not want this interview to happen. They didn't want this interview to happen. We already know if you watched the interview, I actually watched it twice. It got heated from the very beginning, from the tip top, but they did not bring him from out back for 35 minutes. Listen to why this happened. This is exactly why it happened. Like when I listen to this makes all the sense in the world as to why it happened. Check this out.
It's very simple. The National Association of Black Journalists, the reason why they were 35 minutes late is because they thought Trump would just use that as a reason to leave. He's not scared of you.
They did not want to rescind their invitation. They did not want to rescind their invitation because then that would have made them look weak. So they just left him in the back. They just left him in the bag, kept on acting like, okay, we got microphone problems. Well, Harris Faulkner said our people were there. We would have helped them out. Harris Faulkner was interviewed by a few people from Fox News, and she was like, we told them that if they having any issues or whatever, we'll figure that out. We'll help them take care of it. But this gentleman just put it perfectly. The reason why they kept him in the back and they wouldn't bring him out is because, first of all, they was afraid of him. They didn't want him to come to the National Black Journalists Association anyway. They didn't want him to come because they've already judged them. They've already chosen a side. The last I've checked, journalists they supposed to be objective, right? They supposed to be integral. They supposed to operate with certain guidelines and structure, right? Well, that wasn't the case.